Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Farzy Show. My name is Marc Farzetta here at the Steven Singer Studios. I love what the Eagles did yesterday. Sure, they won. That's great, and that's what matters most. But everything I saw in that game, I was all about. Everything I was worried. I told you on Friday that I saw it was Vic Fangio. I saw that it was his defense. I saw that it was a defense that was sixth in the NFL in passing and eighth in the NFL in rushing. So they kind of knew what they were doing against opposing offenses. And what were the Eagles going to do about it? Well, hopefully they would do what made them the best possible football team. And they did exactly that. They stuck with the run. They used Boston Scott in a screen. Did you see that? That actually happened. I can't believe it. I still can't believe it. So we'll talk about that today. We'll talk about how the Eagles' offensive line played, what this means for Jalen Hurts, and what this means for Nick Sirianni, and believe it or not, what this means about Jon Gannon. And we'll talk about that throughout the show today. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Great to have you along. Here's one of the things I want to start out with, as per usual, the Farzy Five. Let's start it out with this. Darius Slay himself. And I have a special Slay feature for you today, by the way. I'm very excited to roll this out for you. But Darius Slay comes out with the incredible fumble return for a touchdown, which we learned after the game was actually referred to as a partially city fumble, but maybe more of a country fumble. We'll explain that a little bit later on. But Darius Slay comes out there, plays a great corner position, as he does every single week. He comes out. Last week, he had some bad plays, but he was in the right spot at the right time. But still, this game was a great game for him. Another fumble return for a touchdown. He was hilarious after the game as well. We're going to give you a 2-minute Slay feature on this show today, which I'm excited to roll out for you. You just can't miss stuff from Darius Slay after the game yesterday. But love the way he played, love the fumble return, love the idea that he got to scout what was in front of him for a brief second before he took it to the house. And, hat tip to Teddy Bridgewater, or as we would say, Teddy Bridgewater, for his lack of an attempt at a tackle. Because if you're a quarterback, you either get the hell out the way or you stay and make the play. He chose the in-between, which you never do. And in part, helped take two of his teammates out of the play so that Darius Slay could go and score the touchdown. It was incredible. And it would have been a tight game if the Broncos continued that drive. They weren't able to. It was a weird 4th-and-1 situation where Melvin Gordon's going up the middle. You're thinking, did he get it? Did he get it? Did he get it? Does he have it? He doesn't have it. He doesn't even have the ball. Slay has the ball. Slay's going the other way. Touchdown. Take it all the live long day. Good hustle to Darius Slay. Devontae Smith, number 4 on my list. Now, you might say, oh, he's low. Why is he so low on the list? Well, I'll tell you the other names on this list. But Devontae Smith, the birthday boy, scores his first touchdown. And I heard Mike Sealski, friend of the show. Okay, all right, fine. Friend of mine, mortal enemy of the show. That's what you guys in the chat are there for. You guys deemed him the mortal enemy. But I heard Mike Sealski ask this question after the game, and I was thinking this when I saw the play. Jalen Hurts throws the ball up to Devontae Smith to make a play in the end zone. 50-50 ball, if you will. Devontae Smith's not a big 50-50 guy. He's not like an Alshon Jeffrey. You can throw it up to him, and he's 6'3", 6'4". He'll tower over the guy in front of him and be able to make the play. That's not Devontae Smith's game, really. That's not where his strong suit is. If there's any knock I've had on Devontae Smith this year, is that he hasn't been strong enough with the football. That play he made in the end zone, that was a play made by a man. Not some kid rookie. No. That play was made by a man. And that's what he did on that play against Patrick Surtain. Went up and came down with the football. Went up, made a determined play, a strong play, and came down with the football to score the touchdown. Credit to Jalen Hurts for trusting his wide receiver to do that. Every once in a while, you want to see a quarterback roll the dice. He rolled the dice there on a 50-50 ball. Devontae Smith went up, came down with a touchdown. Great play by Devontae Smith on that ball. Great job by Jalen Hurts trusting his young receiver. The second touchdown to Devontae Smith. My, oh my. First off, the separation that he got, it was spectacular. He had about 5 yards between him and the corner that was on him. It was wide open on that play. Scores the touchdown. And then after, you see him do, to all the kids that maybe didn't see Major League 2, let me explain. There's a scene in the movie when this guy comes over from Japan, Tanaka, right? And he makes friends with the Serrano, right? And Serrano's played by is it Albert Hainsworth? Is that how you say his name? And he's the guy that's like, "Are you in good hands with Allstate?" He's that guy. And they make friends, but Serrano's kind of soft, and Tanaka wants to toughen him up. So he goes up to him in his Japanese-English dictionary, and he goes, "You have no marbles. Marbles." Right? And on the play that Devontae Smith scores a touchdown, he starts walking around like he's showing his marbles. And I'm thinking, is he a big Major League 2 fan? Because there's no way that doesn't mean what I think it means. It's got something to do with the hibbity-dibbities. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it, and I'm like, all right, you feel yourself a little bit there, Devontae Smith. You've earned it. It's your birthday. You got your second touchdown of the day. Eagles are cruising. Have yourself a good time. And that's exactly what he did. More on that marbles conversation in just a second. So Devontae Smith comes in at number 4 right there. And so Darius Slay, we got Devontae Smith. Number 3. I would put him higher, except it just means more to the guy that's not on number 2 on my list than the guy that's number 1. Or than the guy that's number 3. So number 3 on my list, though it's debatable. Rarely, this is a case where rarely it's ever debatable for me. But it's debatable. But number 3 on my list, Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni's performance yesterday, and really throughout the week when he's game planning, getting ready for this game, he looked at Vic Fangio and he said, hell of a defensive coordinator, hell of a defensive mind, head coach now running things with the defensive mindset, in Denver. All right, here's my best shot. Boom, and threw it in his face and said, you deal with it. And guess what? Vic Fangio couldn't deal with it. Nick Sirianni went into this game looking to play checkers with Vic Fangio, and that's exactly what he did. Fangio's playing checkers too, except that all of a sudden he sucked at checkers. Go figure. I am pleasantly surprised by the job that Nick Sirianni did in this football game. He stayed dedicated to the run. He kept his quarterback in the best possible position for him to have success. He rotated running backs well when it came to Boston Scott. Ran the screen, like I said earlier, to Boston Scott. He also had Jordan Howard pounding the rock up the middle. That didn't happen until a little bit later in the game. Kenny Gainwell got some reps in there. I thought the game plan going into this one, motion in the backfield again with running wide receivers from left to right, that was great. You hadn't seen that for a couple of weeks now. But it was a lot of ground and pound football and letting those offensive linemen dogs eat. And that's what they did in this game. I can't believe it. You allowed your quarterback to look downfield to try to make plays where he did on a couple of occasions. One, oh my goodness gracious, right before halftime, would have had an incredible touchdown pass to Quez Watkins, who let it go right through his hands. Big knock on Devontae Smith as he can't. Big knock on Jalen Hurts as he can't throw the ball downfield. He threw the ball downfield pretty well on that throw. That would have been a touchdown. And it got me thinking, to go off in this tangent. Actually, I'll pause on that for a second because I'm talking about this guy next. But Nick Sirianni's game plan for this just was phenomenal. And his in-game adjustments, I don't know if he really needed to make any because things were cooking so much. But I was so pleasant. There's only one possession maybe that I looked at, and it was right after halftime, where the offense just looked like they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Looked lost for a second. They had the 3 and out in their own end zone. Excuse me. It was amazing, really, for this game, for what it meant for Nick Sirianni, because this was a top-tier defense. This was a top defensive coordinator, defensive mind head coach, right? And he just said, all right, fine, go beat us. It's what I've been asking for all season. Put the best version of yourself on the football field and hope that that's enough. That's what they did yesterday, and boy, was it enough. This was the most convincing win I have seen from the Eagles so far this season. You look at the Lions' victory, fine. All right, good. Good job. You beat the Lions. We all talked about what that meant. We couched everything we said with it's the Lions. We hedged everything with it's the Lions. Talking about the first game of the season against the Falcons. Falcons are a pretty terrible football team. The Broncos, they brought a solid defense, which Nick Sirianni needed to outmaneuver, and that's exactly what he did. Let's move to number 2 now on the list. Nick Sirianni coming in at number 3. Number 2 on the list, Jalen Hurts. This entire season is about whether or not Jalen Hurts is a franchise quarterback or not. That's what this season is. Can Nick Sirianni adjust? So far throughout the year, he's made adjustments. Very happy to see that. After that, you're looking at whether or not this is going to be a franchise quarterback. And if you're saying that if you're convinced, if you're making the argument, let's just say, and you got the Lady Justice, right? And she's got the scale going. This is a huge pebble to drop in the franchise quarterback slot of that scale, because he played like a franchise quarterback yesterday. Smart, heads up, made plays with his legs when he needed to, made plays with his arms when he needed to. I mean, you're looking at the first half, I think it was 10 of 12 passing. And when you're running the ball as well as you're running the football against this defense, hey, you're getting after it. Watching Nick Sirianni mature with Jalen Hurts as his quarterback has been great to see over the last 3 games, because I feel like they have really put something together. And look, the record shows it, 2-1, right? Not 3-0, but 2-1. But at least offensively speaking, they have put it together for 3 straight games now, and that's what I love to see. The play that I absolutely loved from Jalen Hurts, believe it or not, it had nothing to do with his running. It had everything to do with that throw that he made to Devontae Smith when he was wide open in the end zone on the second play. Yes, he showed guts on the first touchdown pass. On the second touchdown pass, he showed patience, took a hit on the play, and delivered a perfect strike to Devontae Smith to come up with that touchdown. It was exactly what you want to see from a guy like Jalen Hurts, because you have seen him rush throws like that throughout the season. One that sticks out to me is the one he had against the blanket. I think it was the Kansas City Chiefs game, where he had Zach Ertz wide open in the end zone, and he sailed it over his head. He had time in the pocket, just overthrew it. And this was an example this time around with the second touchdown to Devontae Smith, where he waited, took the hit, delivered a strike, touchdown. Love to see that from Jalen Hurts. Huge feather in his cap, big stone in the side of whether or not his guy's a franchise quarterback. Definitely in the side of franchise quarterback after this game with the way he played. More of that, please, Jalen Hurts. More of that, please. Because here's what it means. If you're not even rooting for Jalen Hurts, like, let's just say for a second, your mind's already made up. He's not the guy. They're winning in spite of him. If that's your mindset, think about this for a second. So that means then you're going to use maybe 3 of your first-round draft picks to trade for a quarterback, or 1 of your first-round draft picks to get the quarterback that you want, or 2 of your first-round draft picks maybe to move up to a spot to get the quarterback that you want. I'd rather be in a spot where I can use those first-round draft picks on defensive players. So it behooves us to look at Jalen Hurts and go, oh, I really hope this is the guy. Because if he is the guy, think what you can do with those first-round draft picks if you already have a quarterback. And if he continues to mature throughout this season, yeah, good things are coming to the Eagles. And if he's the guy, if he's not just Mr. Right now, but Mr. Right, this team can make some noise next year with a couple of young players, and that's what I'm rooting for here. Crossing my fingers for, as a matter of fact. So Jalen Hurts comes in at number 2. Number 1 on the Farzy 5 this week, ladies and gentlemen. You never would have heard me say this last week. Oh, no. I think I fired this guy last week, as a matter of fact. He showed up for the job. It was like George Costanza. It was like, what are you doing here? I fired you yesterday. Are you quitting? What are you doing here? Jonathan Gannon, number 1 on my list. Here's my game notes, folks. Here's my game notes. Score 20-10. Eagles winning, coming out of halftime. Eagles leading, coming out of halftime. Broncos got the ball back after that bad possession that I already mentioned with the Eagles coming out of halftime. Jonathan Gannon gets in a 1st and goal situation. Defense backs against the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blitzers. 6 rushers going after the quarterback. Your 4 offensive linemen, and then your 2 linebackers going in after Teddy Bridgewater, who I believe had an accident. Or as, let's see, my daughter's daycare likes to call a BM. And then overthrew Javonte Williams in the flat so horridly that if Williams even got a hand on the football, I think it was Darius Slay coming off the sideline to take his head off. It was actually, and I actually saw it. What did I tell you on Friday? I wanted to see Boston Scott get a screen. He got a screen. It wasn't a 60-yard touchdown, but he got a screen. What else did I want to see? I've been saying it all year. I want to see Jonathan Gannon force an offense into making a mistake. On that 1st and goal, that's exactly what he did. He forced the offense into making a mistake. That's how you play defense. You don't sell out every play. You don't send guys every single time. There are situations that you could do that. For instance, I brought up the example last week of the Miami Dolphins blitzing with corners, by the way, blitzing 24 times with corners on Lamar Jackson. That's a little much. I mean, I like that aggression, but I don't need that here in Philadelphia. Not in this particular game. But he showed more aggression in this game. He showed more creative blitzes this entire game. When we talked to Quentin Michael last week and we talked about the 12 blitzes that Jonathan Gannon drew up against the Chargers, Quentin Michael was like, yeah, there were blitzes, but they weren't really blitzes because you're still setting 4. I think of a blitz where you're setting more than 4 rushers. And that's exactly what happened on that particular play. It's exactly what happened on more than one occasion in this game. That's what I want to see from Jonathan Gannon. Don't play timid defense because timid defense eventually means you get beat. If you play aggressive every once in a while, like you did on that 1st and goal, good things are going to come to you. And that's exactly what happened on that particular play. They ended up getting the stick on that 1st and goal situation, 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, 4th and goal, and then they got the blocked field goal, blocking Temple's own mob man pots and pans, Brandon McManus. Come on, brother. But they blocked the field goal on that. Loved what I saw from this Eagles team in this game, and I can't believe I have Jonathan Gannon number 1 on my list today as people to praise because that was something special yesterday. You got the return for a touchdown. Teddy Bridgewater, by the way, had also been completing about 70.2% of his passes, 3rd best in the NFL behind Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson. Then it was Teddy Bridgewater with completion percentage with a defense that was on pace to allow the worst completion percentage in the history of the NFL. You know what they had Teddy Bridgewater to yesterday? You know what they held him to yesterday? 60%. 61%, actually. 61% completion percentage. Good hustle, fellas. Good hustle to the defensive line. Good hustle to your secondary. And great hustle to Jonathan Gannon for being more aggressive and more creative with his blitzes and his rushes than I have seen so far with him as the Eagles defensive coordinator. That was the guy yesterday that people were talking about in the offseason. Oh, Jonathan Gannon, you got to get Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon is going to be your defensive coordinator. That's a great thing. Oh, Jonathan Gannon. Yesterday, I finally saw that. Thank you, JG. Good old Johnny boy, Johnny Gannon. Anyway, there you go. Round it out for you one more time. Top 5 from this game. Darius Slay, Devontae Smith, Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, and JG, Jonathan Gannon. Eagles are in a good spot right now. Saints coming to town. Then you go over and you face the Giants in New York, then the Jets in New York. Just stay up in North Jersey. Just enjoy yourselves. You know, have a good time. Go to Medieval Times if it's still open. I don't know if it is. So you have the Jets. Then Washington you host. Giants you host. Go to Washington. And then you host the Dallas Cowboys, who by then might have the division all sewed up, and they won't even play their starters. So how about that? Look at that. That's exciting. One last thing on Jalen Hurts to go back to this because I mentioned this before, but I want to get back to it. The Quez Watkins thing got me thinking here. The drop in the end zone, and Quez Watkins drops that ball. That's like a 50+ or 40+ yard touchdown if memory serves me correctly. If he catches that, let's play the if game for a second here. Let's live in a world of hypotheticals for just a second. If he catches that ball, that would be at least 3 balls that you've seen from Jalen Hurts that were dead-on accurate passes from your quarterback. And this is a guy that's not supposed to be able to throw the deep ball. So if Watkins catches that ball, if Jalen Reagor's ball that he caught in the end zone against San Francisco, if he never goes out of bounds on that play, that's one hell of a touchdown throw from Jalen Hurts. Why do I keep doing that? Jalen Hurts. If Devontae Smith stays in bounds against the Chiefs, I want to say it was, and he scores that touchdown that was taken off, but he also ran out of bounds. That's 3 huge touchdown throws from Jalen Hurts, like doing his job, putting the ball where it was supposed to be. If he has those 3 touchdown passes on his resume, people aren't talking about the fact that he can't throw a deep ball or the theory that he can't throw a deep ball anymore. The one interception he did throw in this game, Kenny Gainwell didn't pick up his throw or didn't pick up the blitz. Jalen Hurts' arm was hit. He even said it after the game. You could see it on the replay of the game. So that was, I don't really put on Jalen Hurts nearly as much, but I thought it was a weird decision to go in that direction anyway. But you don't know if he would have bombed that ball down the sideline, would have Quez Watkins come up with that one and scored a touchdown? We'll never know. But bottom line was that was an interception. I do have to acknowledge that. I don't put that 100% on Jalen Hurts simply because he was hit as he threw. And also, you'll look at Kenny Gainwell didn't make a block on the play like he was supposed to make, unfortunately. Something else before I get to our locker room report. Dallas Goedert is in concussion protocol. I know the NFL rules. We went through something very similar, if you remember, 2 years ago with Carson Wentz in the playoffs and Jadeveon Clowney coming down on his head. Wentz was tackled from behind. He's a runner. He goes down. Jadeveon Clowney goes down on top of him, helmet to helmet, and Carson Wentz goes out with the concussion. We all know the rest of the story after that. This play with Dallas Goedert, I think watching the replay for about the 1,000th time, I'm shocked, just flat out shocked, that CBS did nothing with this play. Nothing. Didn't mention it. Nothing. You have an era of football where we're more conscious than ever of concussions. And Dallas Goedert's going across the field, gets tackled from behind by Ronald Darby. I think it was Simmons then came down over top and at least gave him a forearm to the head. Dallas Goedert goes down. The referee's standing right there. Dallas Goedert goes down. Ref almost like helps him up and then signals over to the bench. He's getting up. Yep, he just got hit in the head. I don't know if you guys saw it, but you're a referee. That should be a penalty. Now, if you want to go letter of the law and say, oh, well, technically speaking, because the NFL rule states, well, if you want to go that direction, well, then let me just say this. I've seen plenty of helmet-to-helmet hits that should never be helmet-to-helmet hits. But they are helmet-to-helmet hits because, well, newsflash, football's a rough game, number one. Number two, defensive players have been taught their entire lives to try to hit low. When a running back, when a wide receiver, even when they are a runner, tries to go low, they try to match that and try to go lower. So where are your helmets all of a sudden? Oh, my God, they're both low. This is rocket science. This is in physics, people. And even if the runner, the ball carrier, gets hit and is falling, and a defensive player comes in and hits helmet to helmet, that's still helmet to helmet. But in this particular instance, because it may not have been a helmet to helmet hit, but still a blow to the head, you don't throw like that's not a penalty. That's not that doesn't break any NFL rules. Like in hockey, they always say, make sure you're taking, you're responsible for your equipment, meaning like don't get your stick in somebody else's eye, for instance. In football, I thought we were doing the same thing here. You got to see what you hit. And what are you doing hitting that up high anyway? Ridiculous. The NFL needs to get back to the drawing board on this because you can't have guys taking headshots, regardless if it's with the helmet, regardless if the guy's getting hit beforehand or not. I know it's a fast-paced game. You're not expecting him to go, oh, he's tackled, he's down, and back away. No, that's not how it works. I get it. But the idea that the referee is standing right there, he sees the blow to the head, a violent blow to the head. He sees the guy struggling to get up, and there's nothing there. And then 10 minutes of real time later, Avonte Smith comes up, and he yells at a guy who kicked him, and then Avonte Maddox then gets the penalty for taunting. So blow to the head, no penalty. A guy says, hey, penalty, taunting. What? Anyway, that's my riff on that. Ladies and gentlemen, that was our fine open right there. We're going to let you guys hear all the sounds from the locker room coming up in a second, brought to you by Rothman Orthopaedics. But let me tell you about right now, my good friend Steven Singer of Steven Singer Jewelers. People love to say, I hate Steven Singer. You know why they say that? You know who says that? Other jewelers. That's who says that. Other jewelers say that because Steven is keeping everything at the perfect price while they're marking things way up just to mark it down just a little bit in front of you, make you feel like you got some kind of great deal. Yeah, but I don't negotiate because I got a great deal. You didn't get a great deal. You got snubbed. All right? You got hosed. Not at Steven Singer Jeweler. Everything's set at the perfect price for you. So you don't have to worry about negotiating, haggling, none of that. Doesn't mark things up just to mark it down a couple of bucks in front of you, make you feel like you want some prize. He always takes care of people with the perfect price. And how about this? Christmas shopping, holiday shopping, a lot of people are getting started. A lot of people also running out of inventory. not Steven Singer. Number one gift this holiday season, diamond stud earrings, and he's well stocked, ladies and gentlemen. Steven fully stocked with the most beautiful, best value, real diamond studs anywhere. Choose a great pair of Anita diamond stud earrings for just under $270. Does that price sound familiar? Because it's the same price as last year. $270, just under Anita diamond studs. That's because the same price. He's not jacking up the prices like everybody else. It's just the perfect price every single day. No sales, no coupons, no discounts, no BS. Steven's real diamond studs are flawless to the eye, near colorless, and come with his famous full value lifetime trade-in guarantee. You can trade up your diamond studs anytime and receive exactly what you paid towards a new pair. And how about this? Unbeatable 100-day. 100% money-back guarantee, making it a no-risk shopping deal for the holidays. Go now to IHateStevenSinger.com and make sure you realize it's fast and free shipping at I Hate Steven Singer Jewelers at IHateStevenSinger.com. One place, one price, the perfect price every single time. IHateStevenSinger.com. Let's jump into our locker room report presented by Rothman Orthopaedics. Loved a lot of things that I heard after this game. Darius Slay, stole the show. But I also have a couple of things for you. I'm a big fan of spoken word. All right. I don't know if you're a big fan of spoken word. Slam poetry, if you will. I will do my best to encapsulate the lyrics to a song that apparently has led to the Eagles' new motto. And I guarantee you, we can get behind this one a lot more than we can get behind flowers. So we'll get to that in a second. But first, Nick Sirianni was asked about Jalen Hurts' performance. I thought it was spectacular yesterday. Jalen Hurts played in a very good game. Nick Sirianni talked about it post-game.
He just did some really good things in that game. And, right before the double move we made to Devontae, he made a couple really good checks. And the third down, and I don't know, was it 12, 13? That's a big-time play. And we needed that at that time. We were talking on the sideline like, hey, we're up 3-0. Defense just got to stop. Let's get up 10 on somebody, right? And I don't know that's always the goal, right? But he really got us out of the hole. You want the call back to Rager. They played a different little defense than we thought. And he got us out of the hole. And that's what good quarterbacks do. And he did a really good job today.
Love this. I absolutely love the head coach acknowledging how he's come along as a player, because I think we've all seen it throughout the season. Jalen Hurts seems to get better every single week. And over the last 3 weeks where you're not seeing him throw the football 30, 40 times, he just looks a lot more comfortable. And it really leads us, it really does. We go back to the beginning of the season, and you go back to even Jason Kelce's speech from a couple of weeks ago where he talked about how, hey, the fans know what they're talking about. Sometimes they don't, but then most of the time they do. Talking about this Eagles offense, that's exactly what we were talking about this entire time. We were talking about balancing the attack, not having Jalen Hurts do every damn thing offensively speaking, to the point where you had to have him make every play. Hey, go out there and make a play. No, you didn't have to do that. Last 3 weeks, you haven't had to do that because you can trust your run game. And that's something that Jalen Hurts has flourished with. Seeing him go under center for play after play, seeing him be able to do that and hand the ball off to a running back, let them get the full head of steam to try to run through the offensive line, or that's what you want to see. And we've been screaming it from him from the get-go. You're talking about a game. Let's not forget this. Earlier in the season, week 3, they just lose to the 49ers. They go into Dallas. And Jalen Hurts he hands the ball to a running back twice in the first half. Twice. And that happens again the following week. How do you do that to a young quarterback? Finally, they realized, oh, wait, we got to bring this guy along a little bit. Maybe we should run the football because we got some pretty good running backs. So that finally happened. Good to see that. They were asked about identity yesterday. Nick Sirianni was asked about identity, and this is the direction he chose to go.
But to be able to run the ball for, what do we have, 200? Yeah. 200 something, right? To be able to do that against a defense of that caliber, because that's a good defense, right? And they've shown that they're a good defense. But to be able to do that, that's about those guys in the locker room, and it starts with those guys up front, led by Jason Kelce, Lane Johnson. I want to mention all of them, but they all did a great job. Anytime, and so anytime you rush for over 200 yards, the offense, so you don't have to ask me who got a game ball. The offensive line will get a game ball because they did a great job, and we'll have to see. Probably Jalen will get a game ball too. And it was a good birthday there for Devontae to have 2 touchdowns.
Devontae Smith as well at the end. But for a long time, really all season, you've been looking and waiting for them to identify an identity. What's your identity? A running team, passing team? What's your identity? The healthy mix, setting up the pass with the run, that old cliche. What's your identity? And their identity has become the run game. And what that has done has opened up things in the passing game for your quarterback. I love that. You asked Lane Johnson after the game about that, and he said the same thing, that they've established themselves as a running team. Talking about letting the guys up front, him, Jason Kelsey, who gave us all a heart attack when he missed a play, and Nate Herbert came in, that little worm burner of a snap, and then Jason Kelsey came right back in the game. But letting these offensive linemen go out there and just push people around, make that one hit and be done with it, let the running back run by you, that has been great to see. And it would have been incredible if, I want to say it was the third quarter, Jordan Mailata just couldn't get out of the way of Boston Scott for what would have been a touchdown. I'm sure of it. I would have had that 40-plus yard screen to Boston Scott if Jordan Mailata could get out in front of him or Boston Scott could get behind him. Because I went back and I watched this particular play, and I want to say it was early in the third quarter. But you saw 11 guys on the field. 9 of them were on the wrong side at the time the ball was thrown. So Boston Scott with 2 runners or 2 blockers in front of him, I think he's taking that to the house. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case because he couldn't get behind Jordan Mailata. But other than that, it's really about the run game. And they showed the stat since first Eagles team since 1950, to have 3 40-plus yard rushers in 3 straight games. Let's make it 4 games. Let's make it 4 games. See what happens there. Let me get to the motto. So Devontae Smith scores his second touchdown. And I mentioned earlier, marbles shows his marbles, right? Marbles. And I'm thinking, is this a Major League 2 reference? There's something going on there about putting them on the table. My old partner Trey Thomas used to say that about putting them on the table. Yeah, you gonna block me? Here you go, block that. All right. Every once in a while, you got to put them on the table. I thought that's something that Devontae Smith was doing, and it turns out I don't think I'm that far off. But here is Nick Sirianni when he was asked about the new motto of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, Fab Five has a motto. I was a big Fab Five fan growing up. I'm still a Michigan basketball fan, and I like Villanova, and I like Temple too. But they had a saying there. I'll let you guys look it up. And I'm not going to say it here, but it's just basically all we talk. We've given a talk about that. It wasn't this week. We gave a talk about it a couple weeks ago, but we do mention it a little bit. But it's basically what we say, and I won't say it. I know my brother and I say it to each other all the time. He's going to want me to say it, Jay. But what it is just about leaving everything on the field and letting everything you got, giving everything, every bit of energy you got, leaving it all on the field, and just giving everything you got to the team.
That is the Fab Five. I went and looked it up, and the Fab Five means something different for those that don't know. So it was a little difficult in modern day Google to just be like, wait, hold on, what was a Fab Five? I don't remember what their thing was. Like I remember the baggy pants. I remember timeout. I remember them crushing opponents. That was fun. I remember that. But motto, what's the motto? And then Jalen Hurts wouldn't let us in. But I will say, Devontae Smith said he wouldn't get into it. He just kind of smiled and giggled. Hee. And that was it. But Jalen Hurts kind of let us in behind the scenes a little bit. And here's what Jalen Hurts had to say about the motto.
I tell you, go listen to Let Them Hang. Gotta Let Them Hang by Ghetto Boys. Go listen to that.
Okay. Well, look no further, ladies and gentlemen, because I have done you the favor of looking up the lyrics to Let Them Hang Out. And let me tell you, There's a kid-safe version, and that's what I looked up. There's another version, and not so kid-safe. But just for you, just so you know what this is all in research. This is just me taking care of you as my viewers and listeners. These are the lyrics to Let Him Hang Out. Okay? You gotta let him hang out, man. Haha. Let him hang out. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Here it comes, fool. I play the game where there's no rules. I made a couple moves that the 5-0s weren't outsmarted. But here's part 2 of how I started. There you go. One more time for the people that didn't hear it. Here you go. You gotta let him hang, man. Haha. Yeah, let him hang. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Here it comes, fool. I play the game where there's no rules. I made a couple of moves. The 5-0s were outsmarted. But here's a part 2 of how I started. The Eagles' new motto. Where was this a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about freaking daisies? Where was this when we were talking about fertilizing and watering plants and all that? And now all of a sudden we're at putting them on the table, letting them hang out. You got guys running around with flowers all over their faces. And you could have just said, hey, man, let them hang out. What would Tanaka do? What would Tanaka do? You have no marbles. Well, guess what, Serrano? Show them marbles. Devontae Smith is Serrano. Nick Sirianni is Tanaka in this analogy. So that's where we're at right now. That's where we're at right now. So there you go. You're welcome. What do I knew you guys would have fun with that in the comments. God bless you all. Let's get into this. Did I get that? Okay. Before we jump into our social media check-in and give you some more reads here, here is the 2 minutes of Darius Slay that you didn't know you needed. Ladies and gentlemen, Darius Slay talking about scoring his touchdown and so much more. I believe the first question was from Zach Berman, where Zach asked him, why not just go down when you picked up that fumble?
Oh, hell no. I'm trying to score every time I touch the rock. I better get the touches, so when I get the touches, I'm trying to score quick. I get the.
Nick just talked about city fumble versus country fumble. Was that a city fumble and you turned into a country fumble?
That could have been both. You know, but all I know is city fumbles, country fumbles, they both turn into touchdowns. Shoot. Well, actually, when I saw the ball, I saw the lineman finna grab it. The offensive lineman finna grab it. I just snatched it out of his hand quick. Like, nah, give me that. Mine's. Tub.
How big was that play when you think about how the game was going there? It was a one-score game, and they converted there. Yeah.
That was a big play, man. Davion made a good punch out, man. You know, just trying to change the game, man. That's a big time of game change play for him. And, of course, I finished it off, but that was a good time and a good moment for us, man. And, you know, put the pressure back on their offense and take the pressure off our offense. And, you know, today we played in all three phases well today, man. We did better in the red zone, holding the 3 point steady touchdowns about 2 or 3 times. Offense going down there getting points. I think our offense probably had 1 3 and out. And, you know, so that was a blessing down there, control the clock. You know, especially in this altitude, I was tired.
How long did it take you to catch your breath?
Oh, man, I felt like it took me like at least 30 minutes. I was really tired. And then the monkey got on my back. Back got tight. Oh, my goodness. I knew I was going because the fact that I knew it was like 13 personnel, so it had nothing but fat guys out there. So I'm like, I caught the ball. I said, oh, man, it's only about 13, so it's nothing but these big guys. They ain't catching me. I'm going. I'm like, I'm going to return it every time.
Love that guy. I could take 20 minutes of Darius Slay. And they talked about a lot of stuff. Really do love me some Darius Slay. He was great yesterday. Both on the field and after the game as well. That's why he was number 5. And they made it top 5 of performers from yesterday. You love to see it. That was our Rothman Orthopaedics check-in of the locker room. Let me tell you about Rothman Orthopaedics and all the great things that they got going on, ladies and gentlemen. You have an orthopedic issue. You need a physician who eats, sleeps, and breathes orthopedics. You need an exceptionally specialized Rothman Orthopaedics physician. They not only specialize in orthopedics, but each of their physicians only focuses in on one area of the body, which means you can have the confidence to get past the pain and be what you were. Visit them in one of their 30-plus locations in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, including 4 orthopedic-only urgent cares. Learn more at RothmanOrtho.com. That's RothmanOrtho.com. I blew it yesterday. With BetQL. Did a little research. I said, I'm not feeling it. I'm going to go with my gut here. And boy, is my gut stupid. Should have went with BetQL because I bet against the Eagles. So I bet the Eagles would lose this game. I'll admit it. I didn't feel it. I didn't think they would win this game. I told you on Friday you're going to win. What am I going to do? Lie to you? So I put my money where my mouth is, and my mouth belongs to a big fat idiot, basically. Should have listened to BetQL because I ran some numbers over the weekend, and I went, BetQL sees something I don't. But I'm still going to go with my gut. And that was stupid. I take full responsibility. Download the BetQL app and don't be an idiot. How about that? That's the name of the game. Their best bet computer model scans over 350,000 unique bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game across all major sports. And they give you the reasoning behind why you should place the bet. Their best bet computer models covers everything, point spreads, over-unders, and player prop bets as well. You don't want to use their model and prefer to do your own research? BetQL has all the necessary tools for your betting research needs. Everything from sharp data, line movement, team summaries, lineups, injuries, breaking news, even a leaderboard so you can track your own success. Head to the App Store right now or Google Play Store and download the BetQL app. The people of Steak and Maine, you hear me talking about them all the time when it comes to that 2-pound tomahawk steak, fine Pinot Noir, beautiful patio to hang out on, great upscale steakhouse you could dine in, the casual bar, you have yourself a good time, watch game, have a couple of drinks, enjoy a steak, whatever it might be. This place has been voted best steaks in America by the Food Channel and the Travel Channel. So I think they know a thing or two about steaks. They got the sushi freshly prepared. They got the great cuts of seafood that are fantastic, great cuts of meat, party table in the back. They're open every day for lunch, dinner, and Sunday brunch. So make sure you check it out for yourself. Go to steakandmaine.com. I love this place. You should check it out. Heart of Northeast Maryland. Go to steakandmaine.com. Cavada, the Sellers Wines also. I always talk about that Pinot Noir. Tony Cavada, man that runs the place, my friend, does a wonderful job, and his Cavada Cellars wines are fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Check it out, steakandmaine.com for more information. How about the people of Windview? Holidays just around the corner. Going to be getting together with family. Going to be arguing about sports. Yelling at each other across the table, whatever it might be. You have yourself a good time with Windview because you can put your money where your mouth is, and this time maybe win some money against that person, maybe in your fantasy league, maybe in your family. Then maybe you lose a couple of arguments too. Guess what? Challenge them to a Windview challenge. See if they can walk the walk as well as they talk the talk. That's what I do. Been having a good week in fantasy this week, so I haven't gone outside of that, but I have challenged another friend of mine to a Windview challenge. We were talking about whether or not Jalen Hurts was going to go out there and actually complete more than 18 passes in this game, which he did not. So it was a bad week for me betting. And my buddy ended up winning that bet. It's a Windview challenge that you can challenge your friends on. You can do it during Monday Night Football. You can do it Thursday Night Football. Really, any game that's going on, you can challenge them to a Windview challenge. Download the Windview app right now because it's the only app where you can end the debate once and for all. Who knows more about sports? You or your friends. It's like putting a gentleman's bet in writing, more or less. Download the Windview app and have yourself a good time. It's not a sports book. It's not daily fantasy. It's a social gaming app where you can win real money prizes for making predictions on the games that you love. Oh, how about the amazing people of PHL Sports Nation, Philadelphia Sports Nation, enhancing your Philadelphia sports fan experience. Let's jump into our social media check-in brought to you by Steak and Maine and steakandmaine.com. Let's see what the good people are up to today in the chat. Scrolling all the way to the top here, Mr. Snuffy. There he is. What's up, Mr. Snuffy? Dak, good morning. April, how are you? Mopar, eyes at you as well. Thank you. It's T-Bro. What's up, T-Bro? Victory Monday. Damn right. Mally, what's happening? Kevin, good morning to you as well. April, hello again. Post-game show yesterday. Oh, you enjoyed the post-game show yesterday. Thank you very much. Me, Devin Caney, Derek Gunn, having ourselves a good time. John McMullen, appreciate that. Mr. Good morning, everyone. Sean, good morning, Sean. Good morning, YouTubers. Mopar, quickly becoming best morning show. Oh, Mopar, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I said man. I don't know. Mopar, is that dude? Your dude? I don't know. Mopar, thank you. Ryan, thank you. Ryan, again, thank you. April, what's popping again? Slay was a beast on that return. I was thinking, just go down. Just go down. He wasn't thinking that. What did he see? Saw 13 personnel. Bunch of fat guys, as he put it. And he was like, I got this. Took it to the house. Plus, Teddy Bridgewater is going to throw me a hell of a block, so I'm good to go. Ryan, great game yesterday. Was impressed by Hurts. I mean, how could you not be? Hurts looked good in the first half. He did, and then in the second half, they were just like, this team's got nothing. We got this, no problem. Imagine if he would have thrown that touchdown pass to Quez Watkins. 3 touchdown passes, over 200 and some yards. Yeah. Imagine if that would have been reeled in. Would have looked awesome. Mally, with the Eagles' victory, Marc, we need to see the famous Marc Farzy shot. You know the one that looks like you have arthritis in your whole body. Let's celebrate. I believe I just took that out of the system. But there has been a development. More on that later. Bridgewater stinks, no doubt. Well, but here's the thing with Bridgewater. What worried me about him in this game was that, again, he was third in the NFL in completion percentage. The Eagles were all about just letting an offense move the ball downfield and letting Teddy Bridgewater could have done those things if the Eagles didn't make adjustments to their game, if they weren't more aggressive. They were more aggressive in this game, more creative with their blitzes, disguised them a hell of a lot better, and that's why they had their success. Teddy Bridgewater going up against this defense and with their running game, they were going to score touchdowns. That's what I thought, at least. But again, I'm a big fat idiot, and they didn't do that. Jon Gannon surprised me, had a great game plan going into it, executed it well, and they kept the Broncos off their game, which was great. Good win, not sustainable, Mopar says. The way he plays open field runs will be his destruction and injuries. See, Mopar, I disagree, and here's why. I see him run out of bounds. I see him slide. I don't get the feeling watching Jalen Hurts scramble like I did when I watched Carson Wentz. Because Carson Wentz, oh, he's going to make the play. Oh, he's Superman. He's going to run 10 yards. Oh, I can get 11 if I just take my head and shove it into that guy's helmet. Like, dude, just go down, run out of bounds, slide, whatever it is. Jalen Hurts, smarter player. Jalen Hurts knows that his athleticism is an amazing gift, but what's really going to make him a better player is what's between the ears. And I've seen him mature. I've seen him learn. I've seen him learn on the job. And really from Jump Street, even going back to last year, on certain plays where he was in the game, even before he was named the starter with 4 weeks left in the season, on other plays, you would see him go down, slide, run out of bounds, not take the big hit. So I think he does a great job of keeping his head on a swivel and making the smart play and going down when he has to go down. Ryan Smith showing what he could do, no doubt about that. I agree. Sitting on long term. What's with the Mally's calling me out for saying Carson Wentz. T-Bro, I knew you'd get it. In Major League 2. Marc, do the marbles dance. T-Bros, you have no marbles. That was one of those movies that you saw, and then you went to school, and all you and your buddies were just saying was you have no marbles. Wait, Mr. Snuffy, you didn't know Pedro Serrano was the Allstate guy? Are you in good hands? Let me tell you, and I'm butchering his name. It's not Albert Haynes. Albert Hainsworth. Alan? I'll look it up. But the actor, Hainsworth. God darn it. No, not the football player. I know this is riveting, but it's really bothering me right now. Allstate guy. That'll come up faster. Dennis Hainsworth. Thank you. Jim Hyden, producer Jim, coming in from the top road. Thank you. So he was at WIP one time when I was just starting out. He was doing a guest. He was being a guest, obviously, and he had one of the coolest quotes I've ever heard. I remember they asked him about hardest thing about acting like an athlete, and he goes, "For me," in his amazing voice, He goes, well, the hardest thing for me was acting like I can't hit a curveball because I can crush a curveball. And I was like, that man, he's got marbles. Put him on the table. Tanaka would be very proud. But anyway, Mr. Duffy, I was today years old when I realized the All-State guy was Pedro Serrano. There you go. David, yo, what's going on? How you doing? Stravaston. Looks like fertilizer. Look like the fertilizer talk has worked. 2-1 since. One loss was just putrid defense, no doubt. John Cheeseborough, what's up, John? David, nice to see you. Mopar, that's nice. Snuffy, go stand in the corner. How have you not noticed that? April. He will always be President Palmer to me. Was that 24? A show I didn't watch, but just know a thing or two about? I could be wrong. Yeah, it was 24. Okay, cool. Pump the brakes, Mark. Pump the brakes on what? Rob, what's popping? Just makes you look evil. I'm missing something. Convinced. Wait, okay. Yeah, I'm not convinced he's a franchise quarterback. He had a nice first half. Yeah, I'm not convinced he's a. Okay, let me just get this out of the way. I'm not convinced he's a franchise quarterback yet either. However, yesterday was a feather in the cap or a stone in the side of franchise quarterback. That's what he looked like. And yesterday in the second half, they just took the foot off the gas. Let's not make any bones about it. They took the foot off the gas in the second half. Hate when. Wait, April. I hate when my husband shaves his facial hair. Feels like I'm robbing the cradle. I don't know. Is the chat going weird again? If it is, I shaved my beard since I've had it. I shaved it once. It was for a TV thing. And it was really weird looking. I'd probably had the beard for about 4 years, and I had to shave it for a TV thing. And my wife got home, and I told her, I was like, "Babe, I'm shaving the beard. I shaved the beard." And she's like, "No." I'm like, "I kind of got to shave it. I'll go right back. We'll be back in like a week." And it was, for the record. And I remember I went in, and Al Morgani, I was still at WIP at the time, and Al Morgani looked at me, and he was so confused. He just stared at me. And he goes, "What is wrong with your face?" And I go, "Well, how much time do you have?" And he goes, "No, there's something really weird with your face. What is going on with your face?" And he had no idea. It took him an hour to realize that I shaved my beard. And I wasn't going to tell him because where's the fun in that? So, yeah, I look really weird without any facial hair, especially in the winter. Like in the summer, I can at least pull it off because I'm somewhat tan. But in the winter, it doesn't look good. I don't even recognize myself when I shave. Right. Good multiple 3 and out. Okay, there you go. What up, Farzy fan? What up, Lester? What's popping? John brings up a good point. Jordan Howard is just making the most of his opportunity. It is going to be weird. What are they going to do when they do have Miles Sanders? Which is a good problem to have, whatever. But I still want to see Boston Scott. I sure as hell want to see Jordan Howard. Kenny Gainwell, I'm good. You take your time. You come along, whatever. But Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard, and Boston Scott, that should be your three-headed monster. Mainly two-headed monster between Jordan Howard for the Thunder, and then you would have Miles Sanders as your Lightning. But if Miles Sanders ain't hitting the holes and ain't producing, it's not the offensive line. They're making things happen for these other guys. Miles Sanders, not so much. Let's see here. Don't call flag on a play. Dude needs to go. Oh, Derek Barnett. At this point, Derek Barnett, can we all just acknowledge, and I said this yesterday, the guy is mush. The guy is a mush. You can't explain it. He's just a mush. He might win a couple of bets here and there, but overall, he's going to lose out, and the house always looks forward to seeing him. Derek Barnett, even when he has a good play, a sack, whatever it might be like yesterday, when there's something lurking around the corner, whether that's offsides, whether that's hitting the quarterback too late, whether that's pancaking a quarterback, which you can't do anymore. Like, he's just mush. His snap counts need to drop substantially. And one of the things Nick Sirianni got into yesterday during his press conference, that was one of them. Talking about pre-snap penalties, talking about penalties in general, and how they'll be addressed in the coming week. Look forward to seeing how. Let's see. Mopar, Johnny Cheese, and off you go. I just wanted to read that out loud. Chat is fire today, April. You're absolutely right. It's hilarious. JMC, good morning to you. John again. Mark, you got to do your Sinatra voice with these lyrics. T-Bro, Mark, you got to do your... Mally, so is Mark Scarface, Willie D, Bushwick Bill? Yes, Mark, I need Sinatra Mark reading rap lyrics. Mark, do gangster rap in a Sinatra voice. That's the album you need. Okay. Big Sinatra fan. Oh, Ryan, big Sinatra fan. My grandparents used to call me Young Blue Eyes. Lovely. That's very nice. Farzy should listen to Logic's Young Sinatra. Sean, I'll give that a sample. Young Sinatra. Just start betting the over-under on how many flags Barnett gets per game. They're not far off, Mally. Zach, Farzy, shave your head, or excuse me, shave your beard for us on camera. I feel like PJ would take special enjoyment in that. You guys are sick. You guys are sick. John saying, Farzy, you got to watch 24. I'll watch 24. What's Marty? Denver plays with no honor. Cecil, what's popping? Inside the Birds, what's popping? Oh, we got Gunner. Wait, was somebody talking about Gunner in here? Gunner's my boy. The Gunfather. Oh, damn it. I don't have my Gunfather musical box. Oh, drat. Oh, wait. Here we go. This is for the Gunfather when he comes on. Thank you. Thanks everyone in the chat. Much appreciated. I'll give you the lyrics one more time before we get out of here. Don't you worry. Appreciate everybody in the chat checking in and all that fun stuff. You guys are awesome right there. Appreciate it. That's our social media check-in brought to you by Stake & Main and StakeandMain.com. Let's jump into our morning rush brought to you by Sky Motorcars and SkyMotorcars.com. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyrese Maxey, another strong game over the weekend. Sixers lose. Flyers lose. Carter Hart, hell of a performance on Friday, I believe it was. That was great. Saturday night. Don't know what the hell happened to the Flyers in that game. Not a good one. Need a little bit better than that. Did Oprah ask Adele about Ben Simmons because Adele is dating Rich Paul? I don't think she did. Oprah's a coward. What the hell, Oprah? Lord knows CBS really wanted to make sure that they let you know Adele was on after 60 minutes, I believe it was. So I hope you guys caught that. That looked like a lot of fun. That's our morning rush brought to you by Sky Motorcars, SkyMotorcars.com. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want a little bit more of me, 7:45 today, me, Gary Cobb, G Cobb, which we're going to be on Fox 29 with Alex and Mike at 7:45 today. So make sure you guys check that out a little bit later in the day. Thanks to everyone that chimed in on the check-in on our chat board. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. And just one more time, just to leave you with the good, positive vibes, folks. Here we go. You got to let them hang, man. Ha-ha. Yeah, let them hang. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Here it comes, fool. I play the game where there's no rules. I made a couple of moves. The 5 O's were outsmarted. But here's part 2 of how I started. Have a great day, everybody. For Jim Heidi, who produced the program, did a phenomenal job. This is a Buzz Sports and Entertainment production. I'm Marc Farzetta from the Steven Singer Studios. We'll check back with you guys tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Go Birds!